So today I'm going to be breaking down all the camera gear that I use on a day-to-day basis and carry around in this backpack in order to make these YouTube videos happen. And this is the camera gear that I actually use. None of this camera gear is sponsored, just for clarification. Also, I'm not in America right now. That should be a pretty good background for this video. Hope you all enjoy this. I'm a little bit cold. Let's get started. So let's go ahead and kick this off with the actual backpack that I use to hold all my camera gear, and that's the Wandered Provoke 31-liter backpack. Now, I'm extremely picky when it comes to backpacks. I hate almost every backpack I use. This is the first backpack that I've grown to like. I've been using it for the last 2 years or so, and one of the main things that I like about it is that it does open up from the back. This is gonna make sure that all of your stuff isn't accessible. And I didn't zip this up either. I'm well prepared. But this makes sure that people can't just like get into your bag and get into the important stuff like your camera gear or whatever else. I just really like that security. Now, obviously, when it comes to backpacks, you want to make sure that you have enough space for all of your junk. And this backpack, that's why I got the 31-liter. It does have a lot of space. So you do have 2 main compartments for things. One right here, which normally I would have the camera and a lens right here. That's how you're able to see me right now. And then I'm also got my tech pouch, extra microphone, another lens, and then up here we have a whole other compartment with a Fujifilm X100V, audio equipment, and then some filters. Not only that, but you can also hold an entire 15-inch laptop, although this is the 13-inch, and then you have another slot right here where you could hold a tablet of some kind, but I don't have one, I just have some cables in there. But you can hold like an iPad Pro or something like that. So actually, this is the older version of the Wandered Provoke pack. The new version has a bunch of like organizational pockets right here, which would be really awesome. I don't have it. I actually updated the inside compartment with the newer part, which is pretty cool. It is modular, so you could get a cube that only fits right here if you want to have more space up top. But I liked having more compartments to put things so it does extend all the way up through the entire bag. Also on the side, you do have a quick access pouch if you want to have your camera accessible from the outside, but I actually have that set up to hold my Mac charger instead. I just find that works better. I don't mind opening up my camera bag to get to my camera. But honestly, the feature that really grew on me with this pack specifically is the roll top. I love the roll top. At first I thought it was dumb and annoying, but over time, I just love that I can just shove whatever I want down here, and it's just in there. And also, like, if I wanted to and I wasn't freezing, I could just take off my jacket and just kind of shove it in there, roll it up, lock it down, and I'm ready to go. If it wasn't snowing. It is snowing, so I'm gonna get this back out. So let's go ahead and talk about the actual gear that I use, starting with audio. Can you help? Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, appreciate that, dude. I got here Frosty helping me out. Let's talk about the audio that I use, and that's the Rode Wireless Pros. Now, I used to use the Rode Wireless Go 2s for a long time. I really love them, but I did upgrade to these recently, and they really are fantastic. I love having a wireless lav that pairs directly to my camera, so I don't have to worry about syncing audio in post-production. Plus, if I hit the button on the top, it does record to the pack, recording a backup audio file, just in case something goes wrong with the audio. That is really fantastic. Also, you do have now a locking screw, which a lot of people had issues with the original Wireless Pro 2s because it did not have a locking screw. So having that extra bit of reassurance that your audio pack isn't gonna unplug is very nice. Not to mention, it now comes with a charging case. So all you have to do is put the audio packs into the charging case and they will charge over time. You just plug the case itself in over USB-C, and it's gonna make sure that they're always ready to go whenever you need them. They're just really well engineered and they sound great. I really have no complaints with the Wireless Pros. Now, this video is not sponsored by these products, but it is brought to you by Wirestock, which is one of the best ways to sell your photos, videos, or vectors. And they do all the heavy lifting, from keywording your content all the way through distributing it through the best stock websites like Adobe Stock, Shutterstock, and so many more. And they only take 15%, leaving you 85% from every sale you make. But Wirestock is actually introducing a brand new, very interesting way for you to make money, and that's through something they're calling themes. Now, what are themes? You can think of themes almost like presets for AI image generation. All you have to do is upload 10 of your images of a similar idea, and if someone uses your theme for AI image generation, you make money. If you're looking for a new way to make money through your creative workflow, I highly recommend that you do try out Wirestock for free using my link down below in the description. So let's go ahead and move on to my ND filters of choice, and that is the Polar Pro VND Helix Lock filters. I said that all jumbled, but you know what I mean. These things are really great and they're designed wonderfully. Of course, they do look like a film spool, which I do like, that is great, but they also are very functional. All you need to do is grab one of these. This is their adapter ring. You attach that to your lens and then the magnetic filters just simply pop on. Now, often the issue I have with magnetic filters is that once they magnetize to the front of your camera, they can kind of simply just fall off if they get bumped. But the engineers at Polar Pro are pretty clever and they actually designed it so that once it's magnetically attached, you just rotate it a little bit and then it locks into place. So you're not gonna accidentally bump it off of your camera, and I just find that to be very well designed. Now, another common issue with VNDs is that you do get some color shifting. That's just an inevitability with VNDs because it's two polarizers rotating and it just messes up colors. But from what I've seen with the Helix Pro Mags, that is relatively minimal. So I do like these. These are currently my favorite VND filters. So I know some of those items were a bit more on the expensive side. So let me show you a cheaper thing that I always carry with me, and that is going to be my Red MultiTool kit. Now, honestly, this might be one of the best things that Red has ever made, and it's only 30 bucks, which I really like. It's honestly a great filmmaker Christmas present if you're looking for one. In fact, I got it for the man who's holding the camera for birthday or Christmas or something like that. It is really great, but it has every single tool that honestly you're gonna ever need. All the Allen wrench tools, and then also it has a flathead screw. There's nothing really crazy about this thing. It's just very well designed. It's simple, although I might need to get a new one soon because apparently I left mine in water and it got a bit rusty. But I've had this thing for years. In fact, Armando Ferreira is the one that put me onto this thing years and years ago, and I've never gone back to any other tool after that. And honestly, when I'm traveling, one of the problems about multi-tool kits is that TSA often just doesn't like them. But for some reason, they have no issue with this one. Obviously, there is no knife on it, so there shouldn't be an issue, but every TSA person is different. But they've never given me any problem about this, and I've flown all over the place over the last couple years, so I really like this thing. So this is actually the tech pouch that I've been using for the last year. This is the Peak Design tech pouch, actually in collaboration with Angelbird, which is really awesome. I just love this thing because it really doesn't take up too much space in my backpack, but it holds and just so much stuff. If you look inside, you can actually see these little compartments here. These are great for holding batteries. So I have my Sony batteries just tucked into there. And one of the things that I like to do is, you know, they're charged when they're facing like that, but if they're dead, I'll just demonstrate, I put them in this way. So I immediately know if my battery is charged or not. So I like that feature. Also, inside of this thing, you can hold a lot of other stuff in the middle. So I have two of the Samsung SSDs in here. I got a little battery power pack to charge my phone. We got some Condor Blue cables, HDMI cables. Really, you can fit a lot more than what I'm fitting in here. I'm traveling a bit on the lighter side. This is also my card case. I really like this one. This is the Polar Pro card case. This is the old one. They have a new one now, but for some reason, I just like the old one. I don't know. It's very simple. It's well designed. It's tough. It's going to protect your stuff. It's dust and water resistant. I hesitate to say proof. It might be proof. I'm gonna say resistant for now. And inside you can hold just a lot of different cards. So you got 4 different slots on each side, so that's 8 total for SD cards. So I got my Angelbird cards in here, and for some reason 1 SanDisk. But then underneath, you actually have slots for micro SD cards underneath. So you have tons and tons of space for cards. This doesn't just hold SD cards if you need it to hold other types of cards. I think there's a CF Express Type B version. I don't know if there's a Type A version, but this is the card case that I've been using for a really long time. I just really like it. So this is the latest addition to my backpack setup, and that is the Peak Design clip, which is pretty awesome if you want to have quick access to your camera. So if you never know when you're going to exactly need to film, this is pretty great. It just clips right on. And it uses their Peak Design, I think it's an Arca Swiss plate, and that's really great because it pairs perfectly with their Peak Design tripod. I have the aluminum one. I like that much more than the carbon fiber one because the carbon fiber one, it has a little too much flex. I like that the aluminum one is more sturdy, although it is a bit heavier, but I think it's worth it. And that just fits in the side of my backpack, no problem. But this little clip here is really amazing. I love it, and it makes traveling around with your camera much easier. Now, one of the best things you can have when you're traveling around and you need in your camera bag, in my opinion, is a solid pair of noise canceling headphones. And the ones that I use are the Sony XM4s. Now, why not the XM5s? The newer ones, the better ones. Well, really, I just like that these ones pack down so small. compared to the XM5s. For some reason, they did away with this design. Maybe they sound slightly better, maybe they were able to fit more electronics in there, I don't know, but these honestly sound great. I love noise canceling headphones for when I'm traveling because I can just tune out all the extra noise, making traveling on a plane when there's screaming babies a little bit more bearable. I don't have too much to say on these. It's just really good to have a good pair of over-ear headphones, especially if you need to monitor audio. I do find over-ear headphones are nice, and these ones I've found to be the ones that travel the best. Also, if you don't have a beanie, honestly, this could work to like help protect my ears from the cold. Now, some gear rotates in and out of my bag as needed, but this has just been the stuff that's always in my backpack that I travel with. If you have anything that I should add to my backpack that you recommend, please let me know down in the comments. All the camera gear that I use will be linked down in the description. I hope that you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you somewhere else in Germany. Take it easy, guys.